Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. Text 17. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. If one is serious about liberation from material bondage, one has to understand the distinctions between action, inaction, and unauthorized actions. Now, if we really want to get out of this material world, liberation, we want liberation, then we have to understand what is binding me. You know, liberate means free, right? So if we understand, oh, I'm not free right now, and I want to get free. All right, then I have to understand what is it that is holding me? What is it that is binding me and the reason why I'm not free? So one has to apply oneself to such an analysis of action, reaction, and perverted actions, because it is a very difficult subject matter. So then we have to understand what is it that is binding me? That our activities, our actions, the reactions to our actions. And that's the reason we need to act in such a way that they don't get binding to us, so that we can become free, become liberated. To understand Krishna consciousness and action according to its modes, one has to learn one's relationship with the Supreme. Now, to actually understand how I should act, then we have to understand who am I, who is Krishna, and what is my relationship with him. Why? Because that is our true nature. So we have to become Krishna conscious. We have to. We have to understand what's my relationship. So one who has learned perfectly knows that every living entity is an eternal servitor of the Lord, and that consequently one has to act in Krishna consciousness. And so what is the perfection? What is the perfection? That one who has learned that what's the relationship with the Supreme? Every living entity, not a particular living entity in a particular body or particular species, particular community or a particular country or a particular planet or a universe, but every living entity in the material world, in the spiritual world, wherever. Every living entity is an eternal servitor of the Lord. Once we perfectly understand this, then we can act on that platform. Then, oh, I'm an eternal servitor of the Lord. So how shall I act? What shall I do? What shall I not do? What is my duty? What is not my duty? That is liberation. That is liberation. So the entire Bhagavad Gita is directed towards this conclusion. Any other conclusions against this consciousness and its attendant actions are vikarmas, or prohibited actions. So the conclusion, as Krishna says, Sarva Dharmam Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksheshyami Ma Suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Don't fear of your sinful reactions. Do not fear, he says. Just surrender unto me. Abandon everything else, and I will free you from all sinful reactions. That is what it is. That is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying that. So means what? Act in Krishna consciousness. Surrender unto me means act in Krishna consciousness. To understand all this, one has to associate with authorities in Krishna consciousness and learn the secret from them. This is as good as learning from the Lord directly. So if we want to become expert in any particular field, even in material knowledge, we have to go to the expert. We have to learn from the expert so that we can become expert ourselves. If we go to the expert, they can teach us in the shortest, the most efficient manner. And we can become the expert, we can follow. We want to become lawyer, we go enroll ourselves in law school, learn from the authorities, which is recognized by the law board, get a certificate, and we can practice as a lawyer. But if we say, no, I'm going to become a lawyer by just studying from the internet, someone is speaking about law, I'll listen from here and I'll listen from there and listen from there. What's going to happen? I'm going to not know. I won't be a lawyer. Nobody will be able to employ me. So I have to learn from the authorities. If I need to understand spirituality, I have to find out the correct authority and learn from them. And then I will get the perfection. This is as good as learning from the Lord directly, because the authorities, where do they get the knowledge from? They're getting the knowledge from, it's coming in the parampara, which starts from the Lord himself. So it's the same way, the law board, the textbooks are authorized by the law board. So although the teacher is teaching, but it is certified by the law board. So it is directly learning from the law board. It's the same way. Otherwise, even the most intelligent persons will be bewildered. So if we need to learn Krishna consciousness, follow the authority. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand what is spirituality actually. What is it? And Lord Chaitanya made the process very easy for us. He made the process very easy. He said, just chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Wherever you are, or whatever you are doing, you don't need to change your position. Just start chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we'll stop here for today. I'm not sure if there are any questions or comments. No? Then we'll stop. Thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.